Little Star Club.
Walt Disney's Peter Pan.
Long ago, in the city of London, there lived a family named Darling. Wendy, John, and Michael Darling would sit in the nursery telling stories about a far-off place called Neverland, where the daring Peter Pan and the pixie Tinker Bell lived. And no one in Neverland ever grew old. Peter Pan and Tinker Bell came to the Darlings' nursery window one night to get his shadow. It wasn't Peter's first visit to the Darling house. He had come there many times to listen to Wendy's stories. Peter was upset when Wendy explained that this was to be her last night in the nursery. "But that means no more stories," cried Peter, "unless I take you all back to Neverland with me." "That would be wonderful," the children shouted. Everyone but Tinker Bell agreed. "But how will we get there?" Wendy asked. "All you've got to do is fly," Peter replied. And, with a sprinkle of pixie dust from Tinker Bell, they soared through the skies of London and all the way to Peter's Neverland home. Down below they saw waterfalls and Mermaid Lagoon. There was a pirate ship, a forest, and even an Indian camp. The pirate ship belonged to a fellow called Captain Hook. The captain had two enemies in Neverland, Peter Pan and a hungry crocodile. One day, in a fight with Peter, the crocodile had got a taste of Hook's hand and had followed him around ever since, hoping for more. Hook blamed Peter Pan. When they got to Neverland, Peter took Wendy, Michael, and John into the forest to meet the lost boys. Then he and Wendy went to visit Mermaid Lagoon. There, Peter spied the Indian chief's daughter, Tiger Lily, tied up in Captain Hook's boat. They heard Hook ask Tiger Lily to reveal Peter's hiding place, but the Indian princess wouldn't tell him anything. "I have to save Tiger Lily," Peter cried. He and Wendy followed Hook to Skull Rock. Peter challenged the captain to a duel, but Peter was too fast and too smart for Hook. With one quick lunge, the captain landed in the water next to his greatest fear, the hungry crocodile. Peter rescued Tiger Lily and brought her back to the Indian camp. Captain Hook got away from the crocodile and swore revenge against Peter Pan. He kidnapped Tinker Bell and tricked her into telling him where Peter lived. Then the pirates went to Peter's hideout and captured Wendy, John, Michael, and the lost boys. Knowing that Peter would never be able to resist a beautifully wrapped package, the pirates left a present in the treehouse for him. As soon as he opened it, boom, it would explode, and that would be the end of Peter Pan. Tinker Bell knew what Hook had planned. She had to warn Peter before it was too late. She made her escape carefully and flew back to the hideout. "Peter Pan will save us," Wendy insisted as she was about to walk the plank, but the evil captain just laughed at her. "Pan will never save you now," he cried with glee. Captain Hook did not realize that Tinker Bell was already on her way to get Peter. Peter and Tinker Bell returned in a flash. "Hook, this time you've gone too far," Peter shouted as he challenged him to one last duel. Wendy, Michael, John, and the lost boys watched in awe as Peter fought so bravely to save them. At last, Hook and the pirates ended up in the water. They swam as fast as they could, with the always hungry crocodile close behind. "Thank you so much for saving us," said Wendy. "And now I think it's time for us to go back home." Before they could say, "Captain Hook," Peter set sail in Hook's very own ship through the skies of Neverland. They were soon back in London, safe and sound. Peter and Tinker Bell said their goodbyes, and the Darlings promised never to forget the wonderful times they had. As the years went by, they would remember everything: Peter, Tinker Bell, the pirates, Tiger Lily, and the lost boys, just as if it had all happened yesterday.
Please subscribe for more.